Adolf Hitler remains one of history's most infamous figures. From a struggling artist to the leader of Nazi Germany, his life was marked by ambition, propaganda, war, and destruction. This script details his journey from birth to his death, tracing the key moments that shaped his rise to power and his eventual downfall. Adolf Hitler was born on April 20th, 1889, in Braunau am Inn, Austria-Hungary. His father, Alois Hitler, was a customs official, while his mother, Clara Hitler, was a devoted housewife. Hitler had a difficult childhood, clashing with his strict father who wanted him to pursue a career in civil service. However, young Hitler was more interested in art and dreamed of becoming a painter. When World War I broke out in 1914, Hitler, despite being Austrian, enlisted in the German army. He served as a messenger on the Western Front and was twice awarded the Iron Cross for bravery. The war gave him a sense of purpose, and he deeply admired the discipline and structure of the military. He was wounded twice, and towards the end of the war he was temporarily blinded in a gas attack. However, Germany's defeat in 1918 devastated Hitler. Like many others, he blamed politicians, communists, and Jews for Germany's surrender. This belief would form the foundation of his future propaganda. After the war, he remained in the army and was assigned to spy on political groups, which led him to the German Workers' Party, or DAP, in 1919. He quickly became one of its most charismatic speakers, attracting large crowds. Hitler quickly rose to prominence in the DAP due to his passionate speeches and strong nationalist views. He rebranded the party as the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or NSDAP, commonly known as the Nazi Party. The party adopted the swastika as its symbol and promoted anti-Semitic, anti-communist and ultra-nationalist rhetoric. In 1923, inspired by Benito Mussolini's March on Rome, Hitler attempted to overthrow the Weimar government in the beer hall putsch in Munich. The coup failed and Hitler was arrested and sentenced to 5 years in prison, though he only served 9 months. During this time he wrote Mein Kampf, or My Struggle, outlining his ideology and vision for Germany. The book became a cornerstone of Nazi propaganda, spreading Hitler's belief in Aryan supremacy and his desire to expand German territory. Upon his release, Hitler focused on gaining power legally rather than through violence. The Great Depression of 1929 created economic turmoil in Germany, increasing public discontent. Hitler and the Nazis capitalized on this crisis, promising to restore Germany's glory. By 1932, the Nazi Party became the largest party in the Reichstag, the German parliament. Once in power, Hitler quickly dismantled Germany's democratic institutions. He established the Gestapo, a secret police force to suppress opposition. Propaganda, led by Joseph Goebbels, became a powerful tool, brainwashing the German public into supporting Nazi ideology. Hitler also created the Hitler Youth, indoctrinating children with his beliefs. Under his rule, Hitler aggressively pursued rearmament, rebuilt Germany's military, and implemented policies targeting Jews, communists, and other groups he deemed undesirable. The Nuremberg laws of 1935 stripped Jews of their rights, setting the stage for the Holocaust. He also pursued aggressive foreign policies, annexing Austria in 1938, an event known as Anschluss, and occupying Czechoslovakia. His bold moves were met with appeasement from Western powers, emboldening him further. On September 1, 1939, Germany invaded Poland, triggering World War II. Hitler's military strategy, known as Blitzkrieg or Lightning War, led to quick victories across Europe. By 1940, he controlled France, the Netherlands, Belgium, and other regions. His alliance with Italy and Japan further strengthened his position. However, his decision to invade the Soviet Union in 1941, known as Operation Barbarossa, and the entry of the United States into the war in December 1941 turned the tide against Germany. The harsh Russian winter and Soviet resilience caused major losses. Meanwhile, Hitler escalated the Holocaust, implementing the final solution, the mass extermination of Jews. Over 6 million Jews and millions of others, including Romani people, Disabled individuals and political prisoners were systematically murdered in concentration camps such as Auschwitz and Treblinka. Hitler's military failures increased as the Allies launched massive offensives. The D-Day invasion on June 6, 1944 led to the liberation of France. The Battle of the Bulge in late 1944 was Hitler's last major counteroffensive, but it failed. By early 1945, Germany was on the brink of collapse. By early 1945, the Allies were closing in on Germany. The Soviet Red Army advanced on Berlin and Hitler retreated to his bunker beneath the Reich Chancellery. As defeat became inevitable, he married Eva Braun on April 29, 1945. On April 30, 1945, as Soviet troops entered Berlin, Hitler and Braun committed suicide. Hitler shot himself while Braun took poison. Their bodies were later burned as per Hitler's instructions. Shortly after, Germany surrendered on May 8, 1945, bringing an end to the Nazi regime. After Hitler's death, Germany was left in ruins. The Allied forces divided Germany into occupation zones, leading to the eventual establishment of East and West Germany. The Nuremberg trials held from 1945 to 1946 prosecuted Nazi officials for war crimes and crimes against humanity, revealing the full extent of the Holocaust. The world emerged from World War II with a commitment to preventing future atrocities. The United Nations was established, and efforts were made to rebuild Europe. However, the scars of Hitler's reign remain, serving as a stark warning against the dangers of authoritarianism and hate-fueled ideology. Adolf Hitler's rise and fall shaped the course of world history. His totalitarian rule led to the deaths of millions and the destruction of entire nations. His legacy serves as a grim reminder of the dangers of unchecked power, propaganda, and extremist ideology. Today, his name remains synonymous with tyranny and genocide, a dark chapter in human history that must never be forgotten. The aftermath of his reign saw Germany divided, the Nuremberg trials convicting Nazi leaders, and a world deeply scarred by war and the Holocaust. His actions continue to be studied to understand the dangers of hate-driven politics and dictatorship.